Friends, today I'm here to show you a budget-friendly Remy Human Hair wig from Uniwigs. This is Josephine. She is under $500. I can get you to almost $400 with a coupon. And I'm going to tell you all about not only the style, but why I love reviewing wigs from Uniwigs. I'm also known as heywigsister on Instagram and Facebook. Uniwigs sent me Josephine so that I could review her. I've actually reviewed a number of their human hair wigs, and one of the reasons I love partnering with Uniwigs to bring you these reviews is because many of their wigs, actually maybe even most of their wigs, are more budget friendly. Now when I say budget friendly for human hair, I usually mean under $1,000 because Remy Human Hair can be very expensive. So quality human hair that's going to last you a year to 2 years really needs to be Remy and a higher quality. And so Uniwigs actually carries what I consider super budget friendly human hair wigs, which would be under $500, which Josephine qualifies to be considered, but they also have an awesome return policy. Another reason is the variety that they carry. Not only do they carry human hair wigs, they carry synthetic wigs, they carry cosplay wigs, they carry men's wigs. I mean, they just have a huge variety. They've been around a long time. So add all that up together and it's really a great option. So if you've never considered purchasing from Uniwigs, at least bookmark their website, even if you don't wear human hair and you're still here, which I appreciate so many of you watch my videos just to help me out, because you never know when they might have a synthetic wig that will work for you. Now before filming this review, I did wash and style this wig. I have a clip that I'll tack onto the end showing how she air dries. She air dries beautifully. I really think that many will be able to wear this just air dried. It's not curly, it's very little frizz, it looks very natural and like healthy hair. But I think it's important to know how a wig air dries because it'll tell you a little bit about the work that you may need to do to get it wearable for you. In styling it, I used a 1-inch barrel curling iron, and so it gave me a little bit of a kind of a wave and a curl, and it has quite a few layers. But if you go to the Uniwigs website, they actually have pictures of this wig on a variety of reviewers actually styled. So if you want to see how you could style Josephine differently, I encourage you to go to the website. There is a link below. But let me show you that lace front. So one of the things about this lace is it does go all the way down and it does want to lift slightly if I pull the hair back. On wigs that have lace that goes ear to ear, especially human hair wigs, that's pretty common. You can either just choose to wear it down and then it's not an issue, or if you think you're going to want to pull it back, you can use a little bit of adhesive on the lace right there and then that won't happen. I actually have an adhesive that I love called Lace Stick. I'm going to link it below so that you can check out my video on that. It's water soluble, super easy to use, even for beginners. So that's one option if you decide that you need to do something about that. And then I just want to point out the knots don't appear to be bleached. They're not super obvious, but you can kind of see them a little bit. But really, this cap overall is so incredibly comfortable. So it is wefted, but we've got this super soft material over the wefting. It is like a soft microfiber material. It's not hot, it's not itchy at all. It is so soft and comfortable. We've got an extended nape, hook adjusters. We do have combs on the ear tabs, so if you have bio hair, that can give you a little bit of extra security on the sides. I sometimes cut them out. I'm not really noticing them on this wig, but sometimes they can get stuck in my little tiny bit of hair that I have. So if that happens, I just use a seam ripper and cut it out. And then we've got that lace that goes ear to ear. All of that is parting space. So basically, it's free parting on the very top, super comfortable cap. Now on the website, it does mention that this is a kind of a, I think it said it's like a small to average or small to medium cap size. I would say this is probably running closer to average on the cap size. I have very small measurements. I'm 21 1/4 circumference. I'm just slightly over 12 inches ear to ear and 12 12 and a half, I think, from front to nape. All of my measurements are in the description box, and I'm finding this to be fitting me fairly large. I would have to wear a wig grip with this wig in order to wear it comfortably. It just feels fairly loose on me. I have cinched it in almost all the way. I do think I could cinch it all the way to the smallest measurement. That's telling me that the circumference is closer to average. I think a 22-inch circumference is gonna have no issues fitting into this, maybe even 22 and a half. Even though their website doesn't recommend it up to 22, I'm not sure that's correct. All I can do is tell you how it fits me and give my best estimate. So if you're not sure and your measurements are quite a bit bigger than mine, but you love what you see, take advantage of their return policy and give it a shot. I'm getting a ton of extra cap up here. So I just think this wig is running average all the way around, across the board, tons of stretch, super stretchy. So honestly, I think I'll be able to wear it just fine with a wig grip. I would use adhesive to tack that lace right there down because I tend to tuck my hair, so I don't want to lift that. And again, I'll link my favorite below, but there's tons on the market. I'll actually link 3 different videos of 3 different types of adhesive that I love and use, either now or I have in the past. So you'll have options, but I really honestly, I think a lot of us don't want to adhere our wigs. I certainly don't want to have to use adhesive every time I wear a wig. But for some wigs, it is just a fact of life, and I have wigs like that too. And so just knowing that there is an easy option will, I think, free you up to try some different styles. And for those of you who don't know what Remy Human Hair is, I have a video where I talk about that, so I'll make sure that's also linked below. My #1 goal is to teach you everything that I think is important to know on this journey so that it's not so challenging for you. I love doing wig reviews, and I think they're very important and valuable, but it's not as helpful if we throw around terms that you don't know what they mean. So always look in the description box of every one of my reviews, because I typically link helpful videos that I think are relevant to the review that I've given. So in this one, it's adhesive use, it's cutting the lace. I'll tack a video on showing that, and it's also just terminology such as Remy hair. All that means is the cuticles of the hair are all aligned in the same direction, just like our bio hair is when it grows out of our head. If a wig is not Remy, then you run the risk of tangling and almost like it'll dreadlock itself up over time, because there are shingles on hair. Basically, it looks like shingles, and you want them all going in the same direction. Check out that video below, but this is Remy hair. I would say the hair feels just a little bit on the dry side. It isn't super soft and super silky, but it doesn't tangle and it looks so natural. So I think sometimes when you're buying a budget wig, sometimes where you see that budget is in the cap. Sometimes it's in the hair and the cap. I would say that I've had human hair wigs that were a lot silkier than this, but this is not bad. As a matter of fact, I think it's a lot like my bio hair was. So this really feels natural and comfortable to me. And I think it's really, really good quality, especially for the budget price. Let's talk about density. The website says this is 130% density. That's a very typical density when it comes to wigs. The problem with density claims is there's no standard. So one person's 130 density might be another company's 150 density. You could have 2 of the exact same densities and the wigs feel completely different. The type of hair used really does play a role in density, whether it is double drawn or single drawn, which I'm not going to get into in this video, but there's a lot of factors that can impact whether you think it feels like natural density or not. I would say this is a very natural density. It's not heavy density. It's not a ton of hair. And because it's got all these layers, that also helps in giving it a natural density look and feel. So overall, I think this is a great piece. I think the price point is wonderful. This wig should last you easily a year, if not more, depending on how you care for it, how gentle you are. I think this could be a great wig. If you're looking for kind of a shoulder length, heavily layered piece, it's well constructed, and I think it's well worth the price tag. One more thing before color. I get asked all the time, does a wig have permatease? So if you're new to human hair but you're familiar with synthetic, Permatease is a factor of synthetic wigs, not human hair. So there's no permatease on this. It's actually very, very flat. I hung it upside down a little bit just to get some lift in the wig, but you can wear it a lot flatter and a lot sleeker than I have it here. Because it's human hair, you can style it how you want to style it. All right, let's talk about this color. Did I write down what they call it? Sandy brown. So one thing with Uniwigs, generally their wigs do not come in multiple colors. This is the only color that this wig comes in. It is a really beautiful, I mean, sandy brown is like the most perfect description. It's just basically a light brown that's very neutral. It isn't really red. I actually have an outdoor segment that's going to be tacked on the end here, showing this color outside. Sorry guys, I am just dying. It's so hot in here. It was supposed to be cool today, so I don't have the air on and I'm really struggling, so don't mind me. I know I'm getting shiny. So outside in the sunlight, it might seem warmer than it does inside. It kind of depends on the lighting that you're in. But this to me looks very neutral, light brown, kind of sandy-ish, maybe a little ashy, not really ashy, but just, you know, more neutral. And it's not rooted, so it's very consistent. One thing, if you love this color, but you wish it had some rooting or some lowlights, you can have color added to this. Not with Uniwigs, but I actually have a document that I created with a lot of resources. One of those resources are stylists who will customize wigs. So you could send this to someone and have them add maybe a shadow root, maybe some lowlights to give it a little bit more dimension. So normally human hair wigs can't be lightened because they've already been processed so much, but they can be darkened and have color added. So do keep that in mind, but this is the only color that Josephine comes in. Let me get outside so you can see this outside, and I'm happy to answer any questions that you have. I think Uniwigs is worth bookmarking, either for synthetic or human hair in the future. And I have a coupon code that will save you 15%, so all the details are below. All right, thanks for watching. I'll talk to you soon. All right, showing you this color outside. Bright sunshine. If you watch my videos regularly, you know I prefer a cloudy day because I think it gives the best look at color in outdoor light. The sunshine can really create a lot of warmth, both in color and on the skin, but you know what I mean. I think you know what I mean. The unpredictable nature of light makes understanding color without seeing it in person really hard, because the time of year, the angle of the sun, cloudy or sunny, that can change the look of color as much as indoor light can. So my recommendation, if you are really struggling with color and really particular, purchase from a company that has a good return policy. Uniwigs has an excellent return policy. One of the best out there, behind the clouds. Because then you can see it in person. And then I recommend looking at it in many different lighting scenarios. You know, in your living room, in warm lighting, in your bathroom, outside. Really look at it in multiple light to get a really good sense of that color. Because I hear a lot from wig sisters who say, I bought the wig and the color didn't look like you showed it. Well, that's probably going to be the case always, but I'm also curious what color, light, brightness of light, all of that was it looked at. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to add that. And one of the reasons why I love reviewing for Uniwigs, because they have a great return policy. Thanks for watching. I hope this helped. All right, here she is, air dried. I've done nothing to her. I've done this to her, and that is all. Given how inexpensive this is for a Remy Human Hair wig, I am really impressed with how she air dried. I actually haven't filmed my review yet, obviously. I haven't even cut the lace. This is what the lace looks like. So you'll have to cut it along the hairline. I do a video showing how to do that. I'm trying to decide, do I style it? Do I just film the review with it like this? Because truthfully, most of us do not have bio hair that looks super without some sort of intervention. I know I didn't. I never went out with my hair just air dried. I needed to use a hairdryer on it, or I needed to do something because it just didn't look great. And so the fact that this air dries like this is quite impressive, because with a lower price point, you may expect the hair not to be very good. But I think so far, from what I can tell, the hair is good on this one. It's a little dry, just a little bit dry feeling, but real similar to what my bio hair would have looked like. So there you go. Hope that helped.
Hey friends, thanks so much for watching. Here are a few videos I think you might enjoy. Go ahead and click on one and watch.